Ready to dive into some serious manifestation power? Today we're exploring the teachings of LEMDU.
LEMDU.
Yeah, it stands for Luz en Movimiento de Unidad. But we'll stick with LEMDU, for simplicity.
Okay, makes sense.
It's this YouTube channel with a really unique approach to spirituality. This particular video, they've got this panel of spiritual masters, each with their own, style.
Oh, interesting, like a round table discussion.
Exactly. It's like a master class on manifestation, but with, cosmic energy.
I like the sound of that.
What's cool is how they take this one concept, manifestation, and just explore it from all these different angles. Like they're giving you this toolbox, and you can pick and choose what works for you.
That's a great analogy. So who are some of these masters?
Well, first up is Melanie. Some people think she's connected to Mary Magdalene, but who knows?
Okay, interesting.
She's all about abundance, working with the golden ray of light, and this idea of choosing the shortest path.
Shortest path. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah. It's like instead of getting stuck in those limiting beliefs and doubts, which she calls the longer path, it's about taking the most direct route to your goal, No detours.
I like that. So it's about being proactive in your manifestation.
Yeah. And she gives this great example in the video. Someone was saying how they felt like they needed external validation to be happy.
Yeah.
And Melanie helped them see how that belief was actually the thing holding them back from true happiness.
That's so common though, isn't it? We look for happiness outside ourselves when it's really an inside job.
Exactly. And she really emphasized that manifestation works best when it comes from love, not ego. It's about recognizing that connection to everything and everyone, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. So who's next on this manifestation journey?
Okay, we go from Melanie to Juan. He also goes by Antar.
Antar. I've heard that name before.
Maybe not. Who knows? But he's got this interesting idea that we carry these threads of our past lives within us, offering these aha moments,
Past lives, like reincarnation.
Exactly. It's like, what if you've already lived multiple lives with all those experiences, those skills, and they're all still a part of you? Juan believes that tapping into those past lives can offer incredible insights into who we are today.
It's like accessing this hidden library within ourselves.
Yes. And he actually gives some practical advice. He suggests connecting with the 4 elements, fire, earth, air, water, as a way to access those past life memories.
Interesting. How does that work?
Well, for example, fire, right? With its intensity, it can help you tap into your passion, your willpower. While water, with its fluidity and emotional depth, might help you connect with your intuition and inner wisdom. It's all about finding those connections.
Wow, that's actually really cool. I had to try that. So who else joins this intriguing lineup of masters?
Now we have a master called the Highest House, or La Casa Más Alta in Spanish. And get this, they've never actually had a physical form.
Never incarnated. So a being of pure consciousness.
Exactly. And their teaching is all about developing something they call unified vision. Basically, it's about moving beyond our 5 senses and experiencing the world as this unified whole.
That's a pretty advanced concept.
Yeah.
How do they suggest we develop this unified vision?
They guide us toward meditation, actually. They suggest focusing on a single point and visualizing yourself within that point. The key is quieting the mind so you can perceive the interconnectedness of everything.
Silence and stillness is the path to unity. Makes sense. Who do we meet next on this journey of spiritual discovery?
Now, this next one, Lemur, or Lemuel, really emphasizes transparency in our personal lives, but also in how we connect with others.
Transparency. That's a big one,
Huh.
especially these days.
Right, and they say this powerful thing. When we are transparent, there is a great window of opportunity to truly make everyone one. It's like honesty and authenticity are the keys to breaking down those walls of separation we build.
I love that. Walls of separation.
Yeah.
So true. So transparency is the key to unity then.
They seem to think so. And they talk about how it helps with knowledge transfer. Think about it. When we're open and honest, information flows more freely.
Which leads to greater understanding and collaboration.
Exactly. Of course, they acknowledge it's not always easy, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're being completely transparent. But they see those challenges as opportunities for growth.
To stand firm in our truth, even when it's uncomfortable. I like that. Okay, who's next? This is fascinating.
Okay, get this. Nikola Tesla.
Wait, Nikola Tesla, the inventor.
The one and only. He's all about energy, obviously.
Makes sense, given his work.
But they actually connect his emphasis on energy to his real-life struggles to bring free energy to the world. It's like this whole other layer to the story.
Wow, that's really interesting. So what kind of insights does Tesla offer on manifestation?
Well, he talks about learning to see the energy of others to determine compatibility.
Like sensing someone's aura or vibe.
Exactly. And get this, he even mentions teleportation and bilocation.
No way. Seriously.
Yeah, it's like something out of a science fiction movie. He believed these abilities might be attainable through a deeper understanding of energy. Sadly, we don't get to dive deep into those topics in this video, but it definitely leaves you wanting more.
It always seems to be the case with Tesla, so much to explore. Who else graces us with their wisdom in this video?
Next up is Salomon, and he brings a whole different energy. He's all about the power of symbols.
Symbols. Okay, this sounds interesting.
Right. He believes that symbols act as these connectors between the higher realms and the physical world, like bridges or something.
I can see that. They can hold so much meaning and energy.
Exactly. Think about it. Symbols are everywhere. Salomon believes that each symbol has specific energy, and if we understand their language, we can unlock all sorts of things within ourselves and in the universe. He even encourages us to think about the symbols we encounter in our own lives.
Like, what symbols are we drawn to? What do they mean to us?
Yes. And what I thought was really cool was that during the session, one of the participants drew a symbol and asked Salomon to interpret it.
Wow, like having a direct line to ancient wisdom.
Exactly. Okay, get ready for a mysterious one. The next master, they don't give a name, but their voice. It was like they were channeling the voice of nature itself.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. The voice of nature. What did it say?
It was powerful, even though the message was simple. They spoke about our connection to the earth and how our actions affect the balance of nature. It was a plea for help, a call for collaboration and support.
Collaboration. I like that. Not fixing or saving. We're all in
Yeah.
this together, right?
Right. They said nature needs our energy, our love, and for us to really listen to its wisdom. And get this, they said we might even feel tingling sensations as a sign of gratitude from nature when we connect with it authentically.
Interesting. I've definitely felt that before, but I never thought of it that way.
Right. And for our final master in this part of the deep dive, we have Saint-Germain.
Saint-Germain, he's a legend. Known for his association with the violet flame, right?
You got it. And in this session, he really focused on the power of the violet flame for transformation, like a cosmic reset button for our soul.
A reset button. I love that.
Yeah.
So how do we access this violet flame?
That's the thing. Saint-Germain keeps it super simple. He suggests, starting with visualization, imagine the violet flame surrounding you, just dissolving negativity, fear, doubt, anything holding you back.
It's like giving your energy a deep cleanse, right?
Yes. And as you get comfortable, you can start to visualize it expanding outward to your home, your work, your community. It's about recognizing we can transform ourselves and contribute to healing the world around us.
That's a powerful thought.
It really is. And speaking of powerful,
Yeah.
buckle up because we're about to meet the Guagua Hermoso.
What was that?
The Guagua Hermoso, it
Wow.
means beautiful baby.
Wait, a baby, as in like an infant, is a spiritual master here.
You heard right. This master is all about the power of innocence.
Innocence. Okay, I'm listening, but this is a new one.
Think about it. Kids, they have this pure way of seeing the world, right? They remind us to find joy in the simple things. No pretense, just pure being.
That's true. We do tend to lose that as we grow up.
Exactly. And the Guagua Hermoso cuts right to the chase, always asking, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? And for whom?
Wow. Profound questions from such a, well, unexpected source.
Right. It's like they're urging us to be real with ourselves, to look at our motivations. It's a good reality check, honestly.
Definitely makes you think. It's so easy to get caught up in the daily grind and forget to ask ourselves these fundamental questions. So how does the Guagua Hermoso's message tie into manifestation, would you say?
Well, it's like they're saying if we're true to ourselves, if our actions match our values, that's when the real magic happens.
It's like that shortest path idea Melanie was talking about.
Exactly. This is like the Guagua Hermosa's shortcut to a more fulfilling life.
I like that. No detours, just direct alignment with our true selves.
Yeah.
So what's next on this wild ride of spiritual exploration?
Okay, get ready for this one because it's a bit hard to describe. Remember how we had that master who spoke with the voice of nature?
Yes, very distinctly. It was incredible.
Well, this next master, they're also nameless, but it's like they embody the very essence of unity.
Essence of unity. Okay, you're going to have to elaborate on that one.
It's like imagine feeling this deep connection to everything and everyone. All those boundaries just dissolve and you're one with like the entire cosmos.
Wow, that's quite a visual. So like
Yeah.
experiencing the interconnectedness of all things firsthand. Did they have a particular message?
It wasn't so much about speaking, actually. It was more like this merging of consciousness. Like there wasn't one voice, but a chorus of thoughts, emotions, all blending together.
Whoa, so it was less about words and more about a direct experience of unity consciousness.
Exactly. It's like they were showing us, not just telling us, that separation is an illusion.
And from that state of unity, true manifestation can occur. Because we're no longer working against the current of separation, but flowing with the universe.
Exactly. Okay, are you ready to shift gears a bit? We're going to meet someone who knows a lot about alchemy, about turning negativity into something amazing.
Alchemy. This sounds intriguing. Lead the way.
Get ready to meet Saint Germain.
Saint-Germain. Now, that's a name I've definitely heard before. The keeper of the violet flame, right? All about transformation and breaking free from limiting patterns.
You got it. And in this session, he talks about the incredible power of the violet flame, the spiritual energy that can transform negativity into something higher.
Like a cosmic reset button for your soul.
Exactly. And you want to know the best part.
Tell me everything. How do we tap into this violet flame?
Saint-Germain keeps it simple. He suggests starting with visualization. Just imagine the violet flame around you, dissolving anything that's not serving you. Fear, negativity, self-doubt, all of it just melts away.
Powerful imagery. So we're using the power of our minds to access and direct this transformative energy.
Exactly. And as you become more comfortable with it, you can visualize it expanding outward, encompassing your home, your work, even your community.
So we're not just transforming ourselves, but also contributing to the healing of the world around us. It's like we become conduits for the violet flame.
You got it. And speaking of transforming, this next master had a really unique take on manifestation. They said it's not just about attracting what we want, but also about letting go.
Letting go. That seems counterintuitive. How can we manifest if we're letting go?
It's about releasing attachment to specific outcomes. They said that clinging too tightly can actually block the flow of abundance.
Ah, I see. It's about trusting the process, surrendering to the wisdom of the universe.
Exactly. It's like we align our energy with what we desire, we put it out there, and then we trust that the universe will deliver in its own way, in its own time.
Trusting that we will receive what's for our highest good, even if it doesn't look exactly how we pictured it.
You got it. Okay, get ready for another twist because this next master really emphasizes the importance of embracing our shadows.
Embracing our shadows. Okay, now this is getting interesting. Explain what you mean by that.
It's about acknowledging those parts of ourselves we tend to hide, the parts we judge as negative or unworthy.
The parts we often try to suppress or deny.
Exactly. But this master, they said those shadow aspects actually hold a lot of power. And when we try to push them down, it just gives them more energy.
Makes sense. It's like what we resist persists, right? So how do we embrace our shadow selves?
It's about bringing them into the light of awareness, accepting them with compassion.
So it's not about getting rid of them or trying to change them, but about integrating them into our whole selves.
Exactly. And what I thought was interesting is that they connected this to manifestation. They said when we embrace our whole selves, both the light and the shadow, we become more magnetic to the things we desire.
It's like we're sending out a message to the universe that we're whole and complete, worthy of receiving abundance in all areas of our lives.
Exactly. Okay, and for our final master in this part, buckle up because it's none other than Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla. Again, this is quite the lineup of spiritual masters. What wisdom does Tesla bring this time?
Well, he's all about energy, of course, but not just in the way you might think. He sees it as this fundamental force that drives everything, every thought, emotion, action. It all comes down to energy.
It's like energy is the building block of reality itself.
Right. And what's so cool is that Tesla didn't just talk about it. He spent his life trying to harness energy to make it accessible to everyone.
His work with electricity was groundbreaking. He envisioned a world where energy was free and abundant for all.
Exactly. And get this, he suggests that with a deeper understanding of energy, we could unlock abilities like teleportation and bilocation.
Teleportation and bilocation. That sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
I know, right? But Tesla believed these abilities might be possible if we could just crack the code of energy. He saw the potential for humans to achieve incredible things by tapping into this universal force.
He was a true visionary. And speaking of visionaries, who's up next in this fascinating exploration of manifestation?
Get ready to dive into the world of symbols with Solomon. He's like a master codebreaker, unlocking the hidden language of the universe.
Symbols, huh? What kind of symbols are we talking about here?
Everything. He believes symbols are everywhere, and they hold deep meaning. They're like keys that can unlock hidden parts of ourselves and the universe.
Interesting. It's like they bypass our rational minds and speak directly to our subconscious.
Exactly. And during the session, one of the participants actually drew a symbol and asked Salomon to interpret it. It was like having a direct line to ancient wisdom.
Wow, that must have been incredible to witness. So what's next on our journey? This deep dive has been full of surprises so far.
It really has, and it's about to get even more interesting
Yeah.
because this next master, they focus on something so simple yet so profound.
Oh, don't keep me in suspense. Tell me more.
This master emphasizes the importance of breathing.
Breathing, like just breathing. I mean, it's kind of important, sure, but
Yeah, right. But it's more than just keeping us alive. This master is saying it's also this powerful tool for like spiritual growth. That our breath connects us to this life force energy, you know?
okay, I think I see where you're going with this, like how some cultures talk about prana or chi.
Exactly. It's like we can use our breath to shift our energy, our emotions, even influence our reality.
Interesting. So did this master provide any specific techniques for working with the breath?
Oh, yeah, for sure. One technique was to visualize breathing in positive energy, and with each exhale, you're releasing negativity.
Right.
Anything that doesn't serve you, just gone.
Like a visualization and a cleansing breath all in one. It reminds me of that violet flame meditation we talked about.
Right. It's like we have this built-in tool for transformation, and we don't even realize it half the time. No matter what's going on, we can always just breathe and shift our energy. So powerful and so simple.
The best kind of wisdom. So who else graces us with their insights in this deep dive?
This next master, their perspective really challenged how I think about manifestation. They said it's not just about attracting what we want, but also about letting go.
Letting go.
Yeah.
But how do we manifest our desires if we're letting go of them?
It's more about not clinging to the outcome, like being attached to a specific thing or person. They said that can block abundance from flowing to you.
So it's about being open to receiving in whatever form it takes, even if it's not what we initially expected.
Yes. Trusting that the universe has a plan and it might be even better than what we could imagined. It's about surrendering.
Surrendering to the wisdom of the universe. It's a powerful lesson in trust and allowing.
Now, this next one is interesting. Remember how we talked about transparency and authenticity? Well, this master takes it a step further. They're all about embracing our shadows.
Embracing our shadows. Now that sounds a bit scary. What do they mean by that?
It's about facing those parts of ourselves that we tend to hide, those parts we judge or think are bad.
The parts we try to pretend aren't there, even though we know they are.
Exactly. And this master said those shadow parts of us, they actually hold a lot of power. But we give them even more power when we try to ignore them or push them down.
It's like the more we resist something, the stronger it gets. So how do we embrace our shadow selves? What's the healthy approach?
It's about bringing them into the light, acknowledging them, accepting them, but like with compassion, not judgment.
So it's about integration, not elimination.
Yeah.
Making friends with our shadows instead of trying to banish them.
Yes. And what's so fascinating is that this master connects it back to manifestation. They said that when we embrace all of who we are, the light and the shadows, it makes us more magnetic.
That makes a lot of sense. If we're constantly rejecting parts of ourselves, we're sending a message that we're not worthy of receiving the good stuff. But when we love and accept all parts of ourselves, that's when the magic really happens.
Right. It's like finally we can just be ourselves, fully and authentically, and that's when we can truly step into our power. And speaking of powerful, this deep dive concludes with a powerful message. Remember how LEMDU always emphasizes taking action? Well, they leave us with this. Ask for what you want and assume it is possible to be happy on Earth.
It's a beautiful reminder that we're not just passive observers in our lives, but active creators. We have the power to shape our reality.
Exactly. And they actually ended the session with a guided meditation where everyone imagines sending energy out to manifest a physical LEMDU school.
Wow, a physical school. That's ambitious. They really walk their talk when it comes to manifestation, don't they? So as we wrap up this incredible exploration, what were your biggest takeaways?
Honestly, there were so many, but I think the biggest one for me is how simple yet profound these teachings are. It's about connecting with ourselves, with each other, with something bigger than ourselves. And from that place of connection, anything is possible.
Beautifully said. I couldn't agree more.
So there you have it, another deep dive complete. Remember, you are a powerful creator. The universe is conspiring with you. Ask for what you want and assume it is possible to be happy on Earth. Until next time.